And welcome to your third Entrepreneurial Studies assessment. We're very excited to release this, like all our others, particularly so for this one, because this is what we have been building you up for, the Startup Schools project, where you join into a team to think of an idea that solves a problem, you plan your business solution, you think about the monetization, and then you pitch it to us. This is what Entrepreneurial Studies is all about. So why are we doing this? The startup world is so huge. $110 billion has been invested in Silicon Valley alone to develop products and services that disrupt traditional businesses and industries everywhere. The world of business and employment is changing, and it's imperative that our education systems are preparing our future business leaders for this change. This Startup School project immerses you into a collaborative model of problem solving, risk taking, showing initiative, and utilizing persuasive communication. These are all things that we're going to be looking for from you. The assessment task will allow you to deeply explore the practical world of starting your own business, right from the identification of a problem, the validation, monetization, and then branding and preparing a pitch worthy to present to potential investors. In addition, there's a vast variety of interpersonal skills that you will learn as you go through this assessment, which will prepare you for the changing employment landscape where employers are now hiring more for attitude and then training you for skills. So let's download a copy of your PDF notification and go through that. The task will be due in week 10, Monday. You need to submit your group's pitch deck in a PDF format by 8:45 a.m. Then throughout that week, you'll be pitching to us and to a panel of people. You also need to submit your individual reflection online as well. The time limit for your pitch is going to be a 10-minute group pitch followed by Q&As. So what are we assessing? What are we looking for from you? We want to see how well you can communicate your understanding using clear and persuasive language in the form of a stand-up pitch. We want to know if you can identify a gap in the market, or if you're going to choose an existing product, a compelling competitive advantage for consumers to choose your product over someone else. We want to see the way that you've devised strategies to take a product to the market, utilize technology either as part of your product or the way that you deliver your product, and the way you collaborate as a team. There's going to be lots of help for this task. First of all, we're stepping through each stage of the task in class. So we do expect a really highly polished assessment task from you. There'll be helpful links on the Learn page, also a frequently asked questions section on the Learn page, and you all have mentors who are giving up their time once a week to come in and meet you and guide you through the startup process. And of course, you have myself and Miss K to assist you too. So for the group component of the task, it will represent 70% of your mark. The group component is the pitch. It's your business idea. Your pitch is to go for 10 minutes, and your pitch is to include the following 9 elements. So you start off with your problem. What is your key results from your original surveys and any other market information that you have that leads to why you have a really big problem? Then you move on to your solution. What is your solution? How do you solve that problem? What are two to three key features of your problem? Then show us your actual solution. Give us a prototype, a small demo, or just like a really minimum, almost ready to go version. It doesn't have to be the final product. It can just be like the beta version. Okay, so illustrate an early version of what your product is. If it's an app you're developing, show us an app. If it's something that you're actually building to sell, show us that. Following from that, we want to know that your business has some traction already. Do you have any early customers? If you don't have that, show us the validation. How do you know that people want this product? If you've got both, that would be great. Then move on to your competitors. Who are your key competitors and why are you different? Then your monetization strategy. How will you make money from this product solution? After you've done that, you move on to your distribution strategy. How and where will you find your customers? Followed by your financials. What is the cost to produce your product? And what is your expected revenues? When will you reach break even? When will we start making profit? And then finish off with who your team is, what your individual roles are, and what it is about you as a team that will make any investor interested in investing in you. Like, why will you be successful? You do this, of course, in a pitch deck. We focused on this for your very first assessment task, modern forces. You've got a link here which explores what pitch decks are in a bit more depth. Remember not to overload your pitch deck with an abundance of words. Instead, use keywords only, highlight the important text, use symbols and colors and large images to create a story that guides you through your pitch deck to help create an engaging way to sell your business idea. Remember, you are also marked on your verbal presentation. This is what you say and how you say it, use of tone and pacing. And your body language, the way you physically present. So eye contact, hand gestures. All of these are going to form part of your mark for your pitch. Each member of your group should contribute to the pitch presentation equally. So we're really looking for how persuasive you are. By the end of your pitch, do I want to invest in your business? How informative your pitch was. By the end of your pitch, have all my possible questions been answered? How polished is your pitch? Have you prepared for it? Did you rehearse really well? And then we want to see collaboration. Do we get an idea throughout your pitch that you did really work well together as a team to build your business? The other 30% of your marks comes from your individual component. And this will be created through video vlogs that we'll ask for you to upload as we go along. The vlogs will be a maximum of 5 minutes in length, and there'll be a series of different questions throughout those vlogs. You need to submit those by the due dates as we continue throughout our program. So they will be released to you around every 2 weeks, and we'll let you know when they've been released and when you need to complete them by. Also, your student evaluation will contribute towards your individual grade component. So don't rush the student evaluation. It's important. It really shows us what you thought about the task and if you took a growth mindset approach to the task as well. As always, there's penalties for late submissions. Being a group task, it's really important that you communicate with your group and make sure that you are here on the day of the pitch. If you aren't here on the day of the pitch, you will be letting your group down. So it's important that you do your best to be here. If you do need an extension, all extensions are granted by the learning leader. And these are granted for circumstances which are beyond your control. Let's move on to just quickly show you the evaluation. Being a group task, the evaluation does ask you to rate your own contribution to the group as well. And our other standard questions, the part that you found, what you learned most from the task and the parts that were most challenging, what your strengths were, areas for your improvements. And then if you had 1 more week to work on the task, what would you add into it? And areas you would like to seek further clarification on. This is the marking criteria that we are going to be using to mark your pitch. We're basically going to tick the areas that we feel that you fall into for your pitch. So have a read of this to really set you up for the pitch. I'd like to take you back to the Learn page to show you where our helpful links icon is. So as we go through this course, we'll come across a variety of links that we think will assist you, and we'll add them here. And as our questions come in, our frequently asked questions, we'll add them to this icon here. Each member of the group needs to submit their own copy of their pitch deck, and then of course their own individual reflection, and this is where you submit it here. So I hope you enjoy this assessment. We're super excited to see all your pitches, as are your mentors. Enjoy. You need to work hard on it. Use your time in class wisely and make sure you spend some time on it at home as well. All the best.